How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory Career Mode. And this is going to be episode number 67 of this series, and it is going to be Season 5, Episode 1. And before we do get into anything, I've just got to thank you guys for all the support that you did give on the last episode. We managed to get over 90 likes, and the support on the series has just been brilliant. We're going to be doing a 5th season because of that. I'm going to be having a video in the coming days, basically just updating you guys on what's going to be happening on the 2nd series on this channel. At the moment, I don't really have the time, and unfortunately, I just don't have the time to make a 2nd series, just get it all up and running, and just balance 2 career modes. I've got a lot going on at the moment, but I'm sure in the future I will try and get it up. I reckon maybe in the next month or so I will try and get a 2nd series on this channel. Before we do get into Season 5, I'm going to show some of the stats because I did miss that out in the last episode, and I know a lot of you guys will be interested in looking at that. So unfortunately, looking at the top scorers list, Rooney ended up finishing top somehow. No idea how that's possible. Certainly not got it in his locker in real life anymore, I don't think. But we don't have anyone in the top 25 in there. And that's mainly because we sold Mbakogu in January, who was already on 11 goals. Luckily for the assists, though, we do have someone in the top 10, and that is going to be Sutar at number 6. He got 7 assists. I mean, imagine if he was here for a full season. I guarantee he'd be above Ericsson in first. Clean sheets, I think this is just incredible, really. Sears, despite the fact that we conceded so many goals, and we didn't really have the best results at times, he still managed to get 16 clean sheets. And now we're just going to quickly take a little look at the yellow cards and red cards. Don't know if that's going to interest you whatsoever, but I'm just going to scroll through it quickly just in case you are interested. A bit of a surprise when we see the teams that got relegated this season. QPR are going back down, Norwich are as well. But the big surprise is Leicester City, not because of their antics in real life, but because of the squad that they have. I mean, they've got so many good players. I think we might be able to pick up some of them very, very cheap next season if we want to. This year, we didn't really get too far in the FA Cup. Chelsea ended up winning it. I hope that next year we can do a little bit better in this competition. Not only did Manchester United get unlucky by losing in the final to Chelsea in the FA Cup, they also lost in the final on penalties to Swansea. I mean, that is just so difficult for them to take. I can just imagine. Atletico Madrid ended up winning the Copa Europe, which, well, I don't know. I don't really care about that, to be honest. But Barcelona ended up winning the Champions League, which is interesting, beating Atletico Madrid, who won Copa Europe. And we'll go along here and see any other things. There we go. Inter ended up beating Spurs in the final of the Euro League. So despite the fact that Ayama didn't really play too much this season, I am going to be giving him a new deal. And the only real grounds for me saying that is because he is a club legend. He was the one that brought us up to the Premier League. So I will give him triple wages. I mean, I just can't believe he wants $9 a week. It's a bit of an insult. But we will just go ahead and give that to him and hope that he does accept it. And we will hope for some growth from this session. And we do see that Yukonin has gone up to a 79. He's just growing fantastically well. I believe he's up by +4 now that he's gone up in that overall. So with 1 month remaining on his contract, Henrik Oyama has said that he's not sure he wants to commit to a new deal. Are you serious? Are you actually serious? Like, that would just be gutting if he left the club on a free. I don't really want that to happen, to be honest. I'm going to try everything in my powers to make sure he stays at the club. And now it is going to be time for a bit more player training once again, and hoping for some growth from this session, which we do get. Wolford is up to a 73 now, and Strandberg's up to a 76 as well. So all of a sudden, I give him crucial first team player and a bit more money, and Henrik Oyama is completely behind the club. That's what I like to hear, you money-grabbing twats. And again, we're going to be having some more player training here, hopefully some growth towards the end of the season. And again, we see another player growing from this session. Guedes is up to a 65. And now that we've done that, we're going to be going into Season 5 of this career mode. We're going to be ending this season off, and the board are very happy with the way that we've performed in Season 4. And now we're going into Season 5, hoping that we can, push on and maybe qualify for Europe. And there we have it. We're now going into Season 5 of this career mode, and I'm very excited to get things started off here. For the season's budget, they've given us a very, very healthy 22 million and 110,000 on the wages. I can deal with that. I think that's very good. For the league objective, they want us to finish mid-table. Again, I think that's doable. But obviously, we want to finish higher than that and get into European football. We also have a message saying that they want us to get to the round of 16 of the cup. Again, I feel like that's a very doable objective. We're also going to see that we have a pre-season tournament invite. Obviously, we're going to accept this one, and hopefully we get a good one, and it looks like we have got a good one here. The European International Cup, 7 million prize money, and we will just go into this one. I've had to wait half an hour to continue this episode because of the stupid rain hammering on my window, but we're now going to carry on with this episode, and we do see that we have a pre-contract arrival. Holy shit, we're in the Europa League. Since when? Did we... I didn't look at the league table. I mean, maybe that's my fault. But didn't we finish 7th? I mean, surely that's out of Europa League contention. I don't even know, but we're in the Europa League somehow, and that is fantastic. I mean, I'm really ecstatic that we're in the Europa League, which is brilliant because that will add another dimension to this career mode this season. But they want us to reach the semi-final. Are they taking the semi-final in Europa League? That is, I mean, they want us to reach the round of 16 in the domestic cup, but they're setting these high ambitions. Semi-final in the Europa League. But we are going to start off by looking at our pre-contract signing. We did sign Jordan Obita in the January transfer window on a pre-contract deal from Reading. And looking at his stats, he looks like a fantastic left back and a very good pickup. He's got really decent physical stats, you know, very well rounded. Not the best strength, but really good stamina and decent pace as well, which I like. Good, well-rounded mental attributes as well. It looks like he's very good going forward as well as he is defending-wise. And I think this is going to be a big step up for our defence. We had a lot of trouble on that left-back position last season. And I think now that we've signed this guy who can also play left mid as well, I think he's going to be a real treat to the side. I'm trying to go in for a few teams that have players that are Premier League quality but have been relegated to the Championship. James Ward-Prowse being one of them. And I'm going to be trying to offer Tunga as part of the swap deal. I know he's been here since the start, but again, I feel like we need to move on with some of these players. We're just being a bit sentimental with them, and we need to sort of move on to better players. I will be offering 4 million for James Ward-Prowse. I feel like we need to get in a new right midfielder as well, and again, I'm going for these players that have been relegated to the Championship. Hector Villalba looks incredible. Looking at his stats, he looks like the perfect player to sign for that right mid position. And again, I'm going to go ahead and offer 8 million this time plus Kemar Roof. I'm looking to sell a lot of players as well, so I could maybe push that price up a little bit more if it's not accepted. And again, I'm also going to use Chilwell as bait for another centre-back that I'm going in for. I'm going to make an offer for Eric Haugan or Haugan. I'm not really too sure how you pronounce his name, but he is a glitch player. He originally played for Marseille, transferred to Lazio, and now I'm going to make a 5 million offer for him. I've realised we've got a lot of players in the squad as well. We currently have 41 players in our roster, so we're going to have to send a few players out on loan and transfer list a few as well. And looking at the players I'm looking to sell or loan out this season, we've got quite a few players here. I'm probably going to remove Yama from the loan list, actually. If we get a transfer offer for him that's acceptable, I may have to let him go. I will be honest, it would hurt a lot, but that's just what we're going to have to do. It's the sad truth, really. And obviously, we also have quite a lot of youth players here as well, and a few other surprises as well, such as Tunga and also Rees on the loan list. I'm trying to loan them out because, again, I feel like they're not good enough for the first team, but I just don't want to sell them because I know I want to keep Jake Rees, and maybe I will sell Tunga, and I probably will actually add him to the transfer list, actually. I'll probably sell Tunga, but I want to keep Rees, and I want to keep Ben Harrison. Those are going to be the two players from the original starting 11 that I will keep for this series. And again, we have a transfer offer once more, and it is going to be for Joses, and it is from Marseille, who actually bought Lee Lucas off of us. I'm just going to reject all offers because I have no intention of selling him at all. And we have a couple of players returning from loan as well, Callum Caddis and also Dion Clark. And you know what? Callum Caddis looks really crap. Goodbye. And we do have our first game here in the pre-season tournament. Looking at the table, we're pretty much screwed. I mean, we've got Inter, we've got Galatasaray and Roma. Some very, very good teams. We are going to sim this one, though. And we've just got to hope for the best. We've got to stay positive because I'm feeling confident we can win this. And we actually win 3-0. Maybe I'm overestimating Galatasaray a little bit then. I've just seen that Kevin Wimmer could be picked up for a really, really cheap price. And when I played against Spurs earlier on, well, last season, Kevin Wimmer, he was a fantastic centre-back. I mean, Datkovic didn't really impress me that much last season. And getting Kevin Wimmer in would be sort of the same sort of player as Datkovic. So I probably will just go ahead and offer... Oh, it's so fucking difficult. I'm going to go ahead and offer Datkovic plus 7 million. And hopefully they do go ahead and accept this one. Actually, you know what? Sod Kevin Wimmer. We can get Jason Murillo of Inter for £6 million. If they accept it, that is. Obviously, they could just turn around and say, you know what? Sod you. We're not going to accept that. But I am going to go ahead and offer 6 million, and I'm also going to go ahead and offer, where is he? Down here somewhere, Datkovic. What I'm thinking of doing is offering for Daily Sinkgraven. He's a player that's got fantastic potential in this game. And what I'm thinking of, because he's left-footed and he's got some brilliant stats, I'll probably maybe play him on the left wing position and then swap Orsic out to a right mid, because Orsic is actually right-footed. And we are going to be having some player training here. Hopefully some more growth. And actually Sutar is up to a 77. He only needed just one stat to go up to that next overall. We do have a transfer offer accepted though. And it is going to be 7 million plus Ben Chilwell for this guy here, Haugan. I've got to learn how to pronounce this guy's name. I'm sure you guys can help me in the comments below. But I mean, this guy looks absolutely fantastic defensively. As you'll see when I do sign him. I will offer him a 5-year deal and hope he does accept it. So it looks like we're not going to be able to go in for John Terry's regen because he's going to Sunderland instead. But we do have a couple of transfer offers accepted. I mean, Hector Villalba was the sort of player we were missing last season on the wings. He's 80 overall, and to get him for 10 million plus Kemar Roof, that's just an absolute bargain. For the deal for Ward-Prowse though, I'm not really too sure if I want to go through with this one. We've got some other players that are better in his position, and it's a bit of a weird one. We'll just go ahead and offer him a contract though. And now the next game of the episode is going to be against Roma, again in the pre-season tournament, and we will sim this one. Hopefully we get a good result from this. It is away from home though, so I'm expecting maybe a 4-0 loss, and we lose 2-1 actually. And we also have a transfer offer accepted as well for Daily Sinkgraven. It is going to be, I believe, 7 million plus Kemar Roof. And again, we will offer this guy a 5-year deal, and we'll wait and see if he does accept it. And already we have a contract offer accepted, and it is going to be for Eric Haugan. Don't know. We're going to sign him up anyway. 7 million plus Chilwell. That's an absolute bargain. And looking at Eric's stats, that's what we're going to call him for now. We're just going to call him Eric. He looks very, very well. He looks incredible. For 7 million plus Chilwell, I think we've got ourselves a bit of a bargain. He's only 21. He's already got incredible defensive stats. Not really the strongest, so that could be an issue. But he's got good jumping, good reactions, which is a very underrated stat. He's got some of the best interceptions you're ever going to see on a centre-back. I mean, 96 is just immense. It's incredible. He's also got pretty good defending as well in his technical stats. The only issue is he's 5'11". I don't know if it's going to be an issue, because we also have Vestergaard, who's about 6'8". But I don't know, we'll have to find out, I guess, when we do play games with him. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments down below for the next episode, whether you think we should sign either Hector Villalba or James Ward-Prowse, or both, because I think we actually can sign them just about. But this will be the end of this episode, and if you have enjoyed this episode of this career mode, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. In this episode, we have gone into Season 5. We've started it off, and we've already made one good signing in Eric Haugan, who we should probably put into the starting lineup. There we go. Looks a lot better now in our back line. Very, very strong. And it's another glitch player to the collection of glitch players that we've signed in this series. But if you think we should sign any other players in particular with the money we have, I do think that with the transfer or contract offer accepted from Villalba, we should accept that one. But we still have 14 or 15 million to play with. And if you think we should sign anyone, do let me know in the comments down below. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. And I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.